elevator. Can you hear us, Donna? You can hear us?
No, she's muted, so that won't affect her hearing though.
Okay, I was just gonna check it real quick. You want me to check it, unmute her? Let me check her and unmute her real quick. Let me check.
You're muted.
Okay.
There you go.
Donna, can you hear us?
Our video's not on.
I think you're still muted. Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Can you see us now?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. You want to choose the line.
That's what technology works.
It should be coming out of the TV. Let me,
It's so funny to see when you get up
yeah.
close.
This is also volume. Let me do that.
I think we should be good here. Give me one more, 1, 2, 3. So make sure.
Okay, we're live.
Live? Okay. We got about, it's 4:58, so we got 2 more minutes. Let me check. Sherrod, can you hear us? Just testing, Sherrod?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, loud and clear. Thank you.
You know what, Dexter, we see 3 chairs that's blocking the view.
This right here? These right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea to move
Let me
those.
pull back.
There we go, it's like the ocean park.
Gotcha.
These are all recording.
Madam Chair, it's 5 o'clock.
All right, we all set to get started?
Yes.
All right. I call this meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Little Rock Housing Authority to order. The time is 5 o'clock on Thursday, May 28th, 2026. Good afternoon. I appreciate everyone who's come today. My name is Donna Wicks. In accordance with Section 6J3A of the U.S. Housing Act of 1937 as amended and pursuant to a determination of substantial default made by HUD, HUD took possession of the Little Rock Housing Authority on May 4th, 2026. Its programs, projects, and assets. I, along with my counterpart who is online with me, Daniel Sherrod, were appointed by the Assistant Secretary for Public and Indian Housing to serve together as the Board of Commissioners. We are ready for the roll call. Mr. Dexter?
Donna Wicks,
Here?
Daniel Sherrod,
Here?
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. We are going to get started on the agenda. First, I'm going to call for approval of the agenda. Do I hear a second for a motion for approval of the agenda?
A motion and second.
All right, agenda is approved that we will follow today. The next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. The last board meeting of the Little Rock Housing Authority was on April 23rd, 2006. I look for a motion for approval of those minutes of the meeting of the board.
Motion and second.
Those minutes are approved. Our next item on the agenda is going to be moving to public participation. That is going to be hosted by our interim executive director, Dexter Brady. Dexter?
Madam Chair, we only have one. We have Director Virgil Miller, who's a part of our city council. He has put in a communication card.
Okay.
Director Miller? Three minutes.
Sorry. Thank you, Madam Chair, and to Commissioner Sherrod. Again, my name is Virgil Miller. I am on the Little Rock City Board of Directors. I represent Ward 1. I want to first thank this board for having a board meeting. I think it's extremely important. I think the citizens of Little Rock and the residents and the neighbors of our housing authority properties appreciate that. And going forward, I'd like to make sure that we continually have these meetings at a set time. These meetings were generally at lunchtime. Now they're at 5 o'clock, or this one's at 5 o'clock. And so maybe a lot of people didn't know about it, but hopefully if we have regular established meetings, we will have that. I think it's important that we have these meetings so our residents can share with the commission, the board, any concerns that they have. They've been able to do that, and I think it's extremely important that they continue to do that. Secondly, the neighbors of properties. I think it's important for them to be able to share their concerns at a board meeting. So again, commissioners, board, thank you for having a meeting, and hopefully it will be a regular meeting. And then finally, I want to say that I'm a big supporter of local control, and I hope that benchmarks are established by this commission for achieving that. The recovery plan that the previous board was not able to meet, hopefully this board will be able to meet those. And once those benchmarks are made and established, then I hope that there will be a plan established so that we can receive local control of our board back. That's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director Miller.
Thank you.
For the executive staff summary, first, before I begin, I want to make sure that I introduce everybody that's at the board. We have Mark Stola, who's the former mayor of Little Rock, who's also our general counsel. And we have Director Adcock, who's here, who's also a city director up front. So I want to make sure that you guys have an opportunity to see who those people are, and they attend all our board meetings. As we had talked about, just kind of give you an idea and overview of what's been going on with the Little Rock Housing Authority, that we've been moved into receivership. The receivership has worked really well. We've been able to work with our administrator from HUD, who is Amber Newhouse, who's right here before us, and they're coming in to do an evaluation. Currently, they have the HUD regional team that's here out of Oklahoma and Dallas that are questioning and talking to our team and evaluating our team. And we've had great communication with the HUD administrator and their team. So we appreciate all the efforts. Prior to this week, we went out with the HUD team, and they went to every site and visited every site, had the opportunity to visit with all the tenants that went to the meetings, and it was very productive meetings, and they had the opportunity to communicate and document any issues or talk about good or bad that was occurring at the Little Rock Housing Authority. So that was a good meeting. One of the things I want to point out that we did have a transition of UPM, who is currently managing Madison. They have put in their resignation to terminate, and their final date will be on the June 10th. And we are currently working this week to do a transition plan that is going to move us forward and continue doing the work. We also did some follow-up with Gorman in reference to issues with the elevators, some of the things that Tim's talked about. And one of the issues, which was a big issue with the elevator, they said that should be back up and working and should be up by next week. And then we also talked about issues in reference to where they were having issues with payments. They stated that anybody that had an issue, just reach out to them. They will go through their billing and make sure that everything is correct. So we did talk about those issues because we saw those are some of the points that stood out. We had a legal mediation with ITEX. ITEX, due to the change, and Mark will update us on that. That mediation was rescheduled, and we should be getting a new date here soon. In reference to Fortified Roofing Initiative, currently where we are, we had a little hiccup with that in reference to how the program worked, and currently we're getting that fixed where we're moving forward with getting these specs from our inspector and our roofer and getting that finalized so we can start scheduling that to move forward to start the work on the roofs. And that's my report. Madam President, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Dexter, and appreciate all your work, and we certainly appreciated the effort that you all put in for us last week to visit every single one of the properties and to coordinate meeting with the tenants. That was a very valuable time that we spent, and I think it was able to highlight some of those things that you talked about fixing, and I appreciate you working on the elevators because that is a major item that needs to be fixed. So thank you very much. So we are ready to move on. Oh, sorry.
Dexter,
Sir?
can you hear me, Dexter?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Reach back out to Gorman
Okay.
and let them know that the residents should not have to come to them for a problem that the residents did not create.
Okay.
We expect them to do an analysis of all the resident accounts to see who was affected by this billing issue and automatically issue the credits toward those residents. And we expect that to be done within the next 60 days.
Okay, we will get that done.
Secondly, they need to give you a plan on fixing the AC in all of the community centers. In every Gorman site we went to, none of the ACs were working.
Just to correct, I stand corrected on that. They did send in an email that they had fixed the ACs in the.
Well, make sure your compliance director has went out and verified that
Okay.
the ACs are actually working.
Will do.
Thank you, Sharad. All right, if there's no more questions, then Dexter will move on to the department reports, and you would introduce your staff.
The first report will be done by Brian McClellan, who's our CFO, on the financial report.
Well, I'm just gonna give an update. The financial department issued RFPs for the audit service for 2025. A few firms responded, and we're prepared to make a selection today. And also, we're currently processed at reviewing the 2026 budget to identify necessary amendments to ensure the budget is more accurate, reflecting the agency's current operations, service needs, and financial priorities. So that's pretty much mine, really short and sweet.
And make sure on that budget that we get to review that prior to it coming as a resolution, Brian,
Absolutely.
on the 20th. Yep.
Okay.
Any questions, Sharad? All right, we will move on to, okay, we'll move on, Dexter, to your, the housing choice voucher update.
Housing choice voucher, interim director is Satisha Calhoun.
Good evening. A brief overview or update. Our lease-up remains one of our top priorities. We're working with our continuum of care partners and property management teams to improve utilization. Our PPP sites, occupancy is currently across the board approximately about 85%. We are addressing the certification backlog. That's another major focus. Over the past 2 months, staff has met with approximately 900 participants, and we currently have about 450 certifications still needing to be keyed in. On June 2nd, we plan to meet with participants who missed the May block, and then we will have another block in June to see certifications that's due for August and September, so we can continue reducing the backlog and return to a more timely schedule. Our consultants or our contractors are currently working to complete a major filing room organization effort, which should improve document access, staff efficiency, and compliance readiness. And for our inspections team, the inspections department has recently added a new inspector who is currently in training. And once certified, this will help increase inspection capacity and support more timely scheduling. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you talked about certification, is that an actual training program that you sent him to, or that's internal certification?
It'll be an actual training program.
Okay, thank you.
With Nan McKay.
Yeah, it's online with NAMCAT.
Okay, Nan McKay, all right, thank you.
All right.
And to clarify, is the interim director going to be responsible for sampling some of the tenant files to make sure that the calculations are correct?
Yes.
And also, can you give us a schedule of when you anticipate the process to be done?
Yes, sir. Can I do that in a follow-up?
Of course, not right now. It's
All right.
just something we're going to need for next month.
Will do.
Next is our Director of Asset Management and Compliance, Brenda Gunn.
Good afternoon. I'm going to give a brief overview of the asset management and compliance report that was provided to you. Right now, we're currently positioning to achieve measurable lease-up progress in compliance and resident engagement. Right now, we do have strong performance at homes at Granite Mountain. With current ongoing activity at Madison Heights, our public housing occupancy is projected to increase by 11% in phase 1 and 16% in phase 2 as the current strategies take effect. Yesterday, we issued 5 notices to proceed to 3 contractors that we have, and they will begin their work on Monday, basically to continue positioning the portfolio to establish continued stabilization. And we will continue to remain focused on sustaining occupancy and identifying the need for additional operational support. And that concludes my review.
Could you go into a little more detail about the contractors you have? I wasn't quite clear on what are they, what is their role?
So the contractors that have received their notice to proceed, they have come out and gave bidding on completing 18 units that was identified between Madison 1 and Madison 2. And so they have their bids have been approved and they have received their notice to proceed to start the work.
I understand, okay. So they're repairing.
Yes, ma'am.
And what's the total number of units you have to repair to
It'll be a
get your
total of-
occupancy up
it'll be
to
a
the
total of
11 and
18.
16%?
Yes, ma'am.
8 units.
Yes, ma'am.
18.
18 units.
Oh, 18. And those will be, when do you foresee that to be completed by?
Well, I would say 6 of those units, those will be completed by the end of, by the 15th of June. 1/6.
Okay.
And then once those 6 are completed, we will then issue the notice to proceed for the remaining units.
Okay, for the other 12.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is there a two-step process? Are you checking the work of the first 6 to determine
Yes.
if we're gonna go with the next 12?
So we are checking the work, doing the process. However, I reached out to the contractors today to see, because the time frame that we are giving them is 2 weeks to complete the units. So, one contractor indicated to me that they want to start with 3 units first to complete those instead of giving a workload of units, because they don't want to miss the deadline.
Make sure you, please have that schedule submitted to, Dexter so we can look at it.
Yes.
Secondly, are you prepared for the assumption of management duties at, Madison Heights 1 and 2?
In regards to
UPM.
The contractor just quitting?
the contractor quitting.
Yeah, because the property management falls under you, correct?
That's correct.
So are you prepared and by June 10th to do what needs to be done?
Yes, I'm prepared.
All right, make sure that that plan is submitted for Donna and Amber to review, starting with Amber, so that we know that it's gonna be correct. Secondly, what is the tenant file audit schedule for the public housing side? Make sure that that answer to that question is submitted to Amber and Dexter to review.
Sure will.
And then, Dexter, has that unit been boarded up where the car ran into?
Yes,
Can you make sure that the pictures are submitted so that we can add that to the board report?
yes, we can.
That's all I got for, asset management.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Then, now for legal updates will be Mark Stoller.
Thank you, Dexter. Good afternoon, Ms. Wicks and Mr. Sherrod. It's nice to formally meet you. By way of background, the Barber Munson firm, of which I'm a member of, was selected through a process of competitive selection based on qualifications 24 months ago, almost to the date. And over the last 24 months, we have compiled a report, which I believe you have in your meeting materials for this afternoon. We inherited about 13 lawsuits in addition to the obvious general legal work that goes on between the meetings every month. And I have outlined for you on this a variety of the cases that are not only closed now, but the ones that are still open. Of the 13, we have 5 that still remain. And I'm happy to briefly go through those. I did an update as of yesterday to let you know. On the very first page at the bottom, the Franklin Daly case, which extends over on the second page. We're still waiting on a settlement demand from the plaintiff. At this juncture, ITEX, who was the manager of the property, has the most exposure on this, And we expect them to be on the front door of it relative to any settlement that might result. There's been minimal discovery that has been conducted, basically to save money for the housing authority. We have had a deposition with the plaintiff. That was really, and ITEX has done some interrogatories to them, which we have a copy of. I don't anticipate this to be of great exposure. We don't have a number yet from them. The next case is the Melissa Plato case. It's also on the bottom of the second page. And this one is close to being finally settled. We thought we had a settlement, but as you'll note on the very last update, the plaintiff has changed her mind and has refused to sign the settlement offer. So we're back to a point where we either request the court to take action on our motion for summary judgment, or we attempt to try and get this settled again with counsel for the management company, which is, let's see, which is Gorman. We've had good conversations with Gorman on this. We're going to hopefully try to go back at it and be able to try and get it settled. The next two cases are related. It's the ITEX development case versus the City of Little Rock Housing Authority, and then the counterclaim on the next case, the Madison Heights LP case against that we filed against ITEX. There's a counterclaim in that case. These two are related. The development case has to do with the proposed development of a RAD for Madison Heights 1 and 2 and Granite Heights, which it basically expired for one reason or another. There's a controversy as it relates to the issue of them being terminated and breaching the contract, which is what the substance of the first case is. The claim is substantial. It's approximately $4.3 million. And the second case is the management case. So when this first resulted, ITEX stepped in to manage the properties because the housing authority was unable to manage them effectively at that time. And that case has a much smaller claim, approximately $245,000. Those two were set for settlement based on the receivership issue. The federal judge elected to continue this case to another date for settlement purposes and to allow the parties to enter into some serious discussion about the options for settlement that might resolve the closure of these two cases. The final case is the very last case on your list, and we're having a hard time getting the attorney to respond to us. This is a case, there was a housing choice voucher case where the person was terminated for violating the lease, and she filed a third-party complaint against the housing authority. And as of last discussion, the person representing the plaintiff has left legal aid, and we are attempting to try and find out who the new attorney is to be representing it. I don't anticipate great exposure as well on this case either. So those are the 5 outstanding cases of the 13 that we've resolved over the last 24 months.
All right, we will schedule a meeting with you to go through the main case, because we have to do our due diligence on a procurement end to make sure that it was actually properly procured.
Right, I got that report from you a couple days ago, Mr. Sheridan. Is that being checked on by HUD in terms of proper compliance, or is there something?
Yeah, we're
you'd
gonna
like
check
me
on
to
it, I'm
do?
gonna check on it, and we'll give you our findings to figure out what we need to do with it in reference to the case.
Okay, good. I presume you would like to make that determination before we enter into any substantive settlement discussions.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no other questions, we're gonna move to the resolution part of our agenda. And the first resolution that we're gonna vote on is Resolution 2026-4-19. This is a resolution for the selection of Top Garden for lawn care services at the sites that are included in the resolution, not to exceed $83,300. The sites that are for this effort are listed in the resolution. There's 4 sites. And I would like to open this up for a motion for approval.
Motion and second.
This resolution is thereby authorized. The Board of Commissioners approves this for the Top Garden Solutions, and the interim executive director can proceed to actually execute all necessary documents. The only caveat is that I would like to review the final contracts before they are executed, but other than that, this resolution is approved. The second resolution for approval is 2026-04-21. This is a resolution for Jewel of a Lawn for lawn care services at 2 designated properties considered 5 and 7 that are listed within the resolution. This is for an amount not to exceed $20,020. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion and second.
This resolution is therefore approved for the House Authority to move forward. The only caveat is that once you have prepared all the contracts before final execution, is just to submit them for final approval, but we can move ahead with that one. The next resolution is 2026-05-23. This is for authorizing payment of the interest-only payment to Southern Bancorp. This is a payment that was dated May 5th of 2026. Do I hear, in the amount actually of $24,916.67. Do I hear approval for this payment?
Madam Chair,
Motion and second. Yeah.
Madam Chair, just talked to the CFO, he would like to amend it. It was set for May. I think you want to change it to June.
I was trying, yeah, for the June payment as well, because it's due on June 9th.
Right.
And, yeah.
Is it possible that we can amend that?
So we'll introduce a motion, we'll approve this motion,
Okay,
and then I'll introduce a motion to approve the June 9th payment.
Okay.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
But you will need to make sure you write that up and send it for signature.
Okay.
What's the amount that you want approved?
$24,916.67.
24,916?
Yep, and 64.
No, 67.
67, my bad, I'm sorry.
67. Yeah, 67.
Donna, I'm gonna produce a motion to approve $916.67 to Bancorp for the payment of the mortgage related to Madison Heights 1 and 2.
For the June
For
6th
the
payment.
June 9th payment.
June 9th
Right, you
payment.
say June 9th or June 6th?
June 9th, June 9th.
June 9th payment.
Because it's interest.
Motion.
Well, that's fine.
Motion is approved. So you'll just have to write that up for us. on
Okay.
that one.
I will.
All right, the next resolution is Resolution 2026-05-24. This is the resolution authorizing the selection of Novogradac and Company LLP to provide financial compliance and audit services pursuant to the RFP number 2026-05. As we reviewed this today, this will be for their response of the RFP for 3 years. That'll be for the fiscal year 25, 26, and 27 audits. And I'd like to hear a motion to approve this.
Motion second.
Therefore, the Little Rock Housing Authority, the Executive Director, and Finance Department can move ahead with executing these contracts. The only caveat is just to let me review the final contracts before a final resolution, but this resolution is approved. The last resolution we have today is Resolution 2026-05-25. 0525. This is a resolution authorizing the annual renewal and payment to HAI Group for property and general liability insurance covering services at the designated properties that are listed within the resolution. Those properties are Madison Heights 1, 2, and 3. It has the designated amounts within there that it's not to exceed those amounts, and the total amount of this resolution is $124,499.80, and not to exceed that amount. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion and second.
The Board of Commissioners thereby we authorize the payment to be made to HAI for their insurance coverage and to prepare all of the documents that are needed in order to execute the appropriate documents to HAI. If there are any documents or contracts to be signed, the caveat is just to present them to me prior to final execution so I can review them, but the resolution is therefore accepted.
And then Donna, to correct the record, the June payment that we just authorized would be resolution number 2026-05-26.
26. Yep. That is approved, and that is for the Housing Authority to write that up for signature. That concludes our meeting, and we are adjourned from our board meeting today. Thank you all for coming, and I appreciate all your interest. And Sherrod and I are excited to be here and to bring the Housing Authority forward. So thank you all very much.